1:42 a.m. on December 19, 2020, Trump sent out the tweet with his explosive invitation. Trump repeated his big lie and claimed it was, quote, statistically impossible to have lost the 2020 election, before calling for a big protest in D.C. on January 6th. Donald Trump's 1:42 a.m. tweet electrified and galvanized his supporters, especially the dangerous extremists in the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, and other racist and white nationalist groups spoiling for a fight against the government.
Now Donald Trump is calling on his supporters to descend on Washington, D.C., January 6th.
He is now calling on we, the people, to take action and to show our numbers.
We're going to only be saved by millions of Americans moving to Washington, if necessary, storming right into the Capitol.
After the president tweeted at me by name, calling me out the way that he did, the threats became much more specific, much more graphic, included members of my family by name, their ages, our address, pictures of our home.
A lot of threats, wishing death upon me.
I won't even introduce myself by my name anymore. I get nervous when I bump into someone I know in the grocery store who says my name. I'm worried about who's listening.
Telling me that, I'll be in jail with my mother, and saying things like, be glad it's 2020 and not 1920.
I get nervous when I have to give my name for food orders. I'm always concerned of who's around me.
He had a pistol and was threatening my neighbor, not with the pistol, but just vocally. When I saw the gun, I knew I had to get close. On some of these, we had a daughter who was gravely ill, who was upset by what was happening outside. So it was disturbing. It was disturbing.
Be advised, there's probably about 300 Proud Boys. They're marching eastbound, actually on the mall, towards the United States Capitol.
We met up with the Proud Boys somewhere around 10:30 a.m. I was confused to a certain extent why we were walking away from the president's speech, because that's what I felt we were there to cover.
January 6th, for the officers that responded, was uniquely traumatic in that you had people telling them that what they experienced wasn't that bad, if it had happened at all.
I looked back to see what had hit him, what had happened, and that's when I got sprayed in the eyes as well. I was taken to be decontaminated by another officer, but we didn't get the chance because we were then tear gassed.
Can you give us one memory of that awful day that stands out most vividly in your mind?
There were officers on the ground, they were bleeding, they were throwing up, they were, they had, I saw friends with blood all over their faces. I was slipping in people's blood.
We need to hold the doors of the Capitol. I need public support.
We're not going to let these people keep us from finishing our business. So we need you to get the building cleared, give us the okay so we can go back in session and finish up the people's business as soon as possible.
Amen, sir.
Mr. Secretary and Senator Schumer, some people here in the Capitol Police believe it would take us several days to secure the building. Do you agree with that analysis?
I'm not on the ground, but I do not agree with that analysis. I would say in that case, we're looking at 4 to 5 hours.
I had supported Trump all that time. I did believe, that the election was being stolen. And Trump asked us to come.
He called me there and he laid out what is happening in our government. He laid it out.
I lost my job. since this all happened, pretty much sold my house. So everything that happened with the charges, thank God, a lot of them did get dismissed because I was just holding my phone, but at the same time I was there. So I mean, it definitely, it changed my life, and not for the good.
I think we've gotten exceedingly lucky that more bloodshed did not happen because the potential has been there from the start. And we got very lucky that the loss of life was, and as tragic as it is, that we saw on January 6th, the potential was so much more.